Good morning, Mañana family. I am super excited. Today's Tuesday. It is June 23rd, 2020. And, you want to talk about um, uh, serendipity, right? You want to talk about things that just happen. I get up today and I take my shower and I start to, wash the crud out of my eyes and feel human. And I look in the closet and my shirt is clean and it's in the closet ready to go. And it's a bright colored shirt. And I thought, well, I don't know if I want to wear a black t-shirt today or not. I might have a couple of meetings on Zoom. Maybe I don't want to be too bright, right? Maybe I'll wear black or something. And I said, no, I like the shirt, so I'm going to wear it. And it's one of my causes. I love the Great Cycle Challenge. I'm a survivor of cancer myself. And so this particular cause where they assist children with cancer, it speaks to me, right? So this is my third year doing it. And basically you say, I'm going to ride so many miles in a designated month. This year it's going to be September, right? So I'm going to ride 600 miles in September. I'm going to ride 1,000 miles in September. You pick your distance, and then you say, I'm going to raise $500. I'm going to raise $300. I'm going to raise $1,000. I'm going to raise $10,000, whatever it is. And then you pledge what you're going to raise, right? And then you send out emails and a couple of posts, and you post your rides up. Hey, this is a ride I did. I went up this mountain. I went to the beach, whatever. And you're pedaling. Well, I love bicycling, and I'm drawn to this cause. So I see the shirt, I put it on. So I come downstairs and I'm start checking my emails, and I have an email from the Great Cycle Challenge, and it says, congratulations. I have a new teammate on the Mañana Great Cycle Challenge team. Now, let me talk to you about just how life works, right? I'm on social a bunch. I'm making this content. Maybe you're seeing this. Maybe you see me on LinkedIn. Maybe you see me on Facebook. Maybe you see me on Twitter. Maybe you see me on TikTok. I'm out. I'm doing things, right? And I put my stuff out there. And you don't know. I always say this, right? You don't know who you're affecting. You don't know who you're having an impact on. You don't know who's looking at your stuff. Well, a man named Brian Detman joined my team. And the reason that this is important to me, the reason that this jumps off the page is when I was the trainer at Ducati North America, Brian Detman was one of my students. He worked at a dealership in Pennsylvania. I have not had contact with Brian in at least 4 years, and I'm thinking it's probably closer to 5 or maybe 5.5 years. I haven't had any contact with the guy. I've got over 4,000 people in my LinkedIn, right? And I try to communicate with as many of those as I can. And I offer, 15-minute meetings, all this stuff. I try to get personal with as many people as I can, but there are people from my past that have fallen out of the circle. They're not people that are talking to me every couple of weeks on the phone. And Brian signed up on my team. And I got to tell you, I'm super stoked. So that caused me to put up a couple more posts today about the Great Cycle Challenge. I want to encourage people to join the team, help me raise some funds. And here's the deal. If you're not comfortable with the fundraising side of it, but you ride a bike and you just want to join the team and log the miles, join the team and log the miles. I'll send out emails that say, hey, this is my team. This is what we're doing. If you feel like you'd want to give to this cause and help children with cancer, please feel free to click the donation link for our team, right? And it's just as simple as that. I mean, hey, if you're great at fundraising, have at it, because I'm really not that good at it, but I'm good at pedaling and I'm good at sharing what I'm doing. And so, and that is what I'm doing. And hopefully this year it does turn into some fundraising. But super stoked, and a big shout out to Brian for stepping up and joining the team. Other than that, today is Tuesday. Y'all know what happens Tuesdays at 3:00 Pacific Standard Time, right? We jump into the John Maxwell 5 levels of leadership. So this will be, we'll be covering the third level of leadership today. The third level of leadership is productivity, right? So we'll be covering the third level of the 5 levels of leadership. And I'm stoked to be able to do that today. Again, that'll be at 3:00 Pacific Standard Time. That meeting is actually being hosted within the Mañana website. So if you go to the Academy at Mañana there is a meeting link in there to do that. In fact, I think I'll add that right to the homepage. So when you go in there, there'll be a button at the top of the homepage that'll tell you to go ahead and join that meeting if that's something you want to participate in. I'd love to have you. Interestingly enough, one of the dealers that I work with in the Mañana no fixed operations course, he actually asked me for a job description for a service writer, right? So hey, what's a kick-ass, job description for a service writer? And I started writing it out, and you got to make things plain, because you don't know in the motorcycle dealership, like, what's the size of the dealership, what's the culture of the dealership, you know does the service writer take the credit card, or do they send them to parts to take the credit card? Do they have the cashier to do the credit card? There's things to be considered. But I wrote a great generic job description, and then I wrote an outline of what it looks like to perform that job, right? What reports to pull on a weekly and a monthly basis, what to do with those reports, and how to make decisions based on those reports, and then kind of an explanation of what the proper training would look like to make someone capable of being able to do that. And you know what? It's amazing when you take your concepts and you put them into a working document like that. It makes things super, super clear. There are people that I talk to that say, "Well, why do I need training? I know how to write a service ticket. What are you going to train me on? I can tell the technician what to do." Okay, great. If you think you're at the point of the game where you can't use any more advice, you can't use any more guidance, you can't use any, I'm worried for you. Here I am in my 50s. I'm signing up for master classes. I just did the fixed operations roundtable last week with Ted Ings and his group. What a value add that was, to see what they're doing in the automotive industry as far as pickups, deliveries, automated write-up systems, using photos and videos as part of the sales process. I mean, it was a pretty cool deal to see that. And my point is, I'm continually developing myself to stay at the forefront of how to communicate with people in a positive, sales positive, non-slimy, informative way. And that's what I can bring to your dealership for fixed operations training. As I said, as I pulled that document out for that dealership that I work with, as I began to look at that, it's like, I really do think there's a lot that the service writer needs to be doing that they're probably not doing. And if the service writer doesn't have the right training, they're going to see that list of stuff and they're going to go, "That's ridiculous. Nobody could get that done. That's dumb. That's a great wish list, but I just got to write up the people that come in the front door," right? Well, with the proper training, it's not a wish list. With the proper training, it's very attainable. And with the proper training, your productivity, your efficiency, and your profits can go through the roof, while increasing customer satisfaction and decreasing employee turnover inside your shop. I've seen it happen time and time again. I've been an instrument that's helped make that happen time and time again. And I'm looking forward to helping more and more dealerships. However, I'm finding that the COVID crisis is a great excuse to not invest in your people. And so I am hoping, against all hope, that more and more dealers will see past the COVID crisis, see past excuses, and get to the idea that if their employees were good enough to take a risk on to bring on in the first place, then they're good enough to be invested in and to make valuable team members out of. And that's what I'm hoping I see some more people do. So I encourage you to jump on board, check it out. If you want access to a free lesson inside the fixed operations training management system, just so you can see, what that training looks like online, let me know. I'll send you a free sample, a free lesson that you can sign into and see what we're doing. And we'll go from there. So John Maxwell today at 3. Thank you, Brian Detman, for joining the Mañana no Mas Great Cycle Challenge team. And, I'm going to leave it at that. I know that we've got the Pod Show Exchange to talk about, and we've got maybe the web as a service project that I can do for different people in web development, but we'll save that for another day. You guys have a great one. As always, I love you guys. I wish you nothing but the best. And if you've got a moment, I encourage you to go do something. Like yesterday, I went and mountain biked for an hour and a half, right? Get out, do something. Remember that physical fitness is directly relational to fiscal fitness. And I wouldn't tell you this if I didn't absolutely believe it from the core of my being. I was giant 3 years ago, and I was lethargic and unmotivated. and then I dropped the weight, and I'm back to where I was when I was younger. I feel fantastic, but again, it's the physical fitness being directly relational to the physical fitness, right? You can only perform as well as your body will let you. Have a great day. Bye bye.